Now let us derive the three-moment equation. Now in order to derive the three-moment equation, let us consider a continuous beam which is continuous on the left side also, and it is continuous on the right side also. So we have taken three consecutive supports of this continuous beam. Suppose this continuous beam is subjected to any arbitrary loading. See, we don't know that what kind of loading is acting on this continuous beam. It can be UDL, it can be point load, it can be UVL or any other kind of load. It can be an inclined load also. So we don't know what kind of load is acting on this beam. So we have just assumed that suppose any arbitrary loading is acting over this continuous beam. Now, in order to derive the three-moment equation, we have considered three consecutive supports A, B, and C. Suppose your B supports, it settles through some distance. Settle means it yields through some distance. Suppose if I draw a horizontal line at B, the height of A point with respect to the B point is suppose HA, and the height of C point with respect to the B point is suppose HC. Suppose the distance of A from B is L1 and the distance of C from B is L2. Now, suppose this red line is the tangent at B point on this elastic curve. See, this deflection curve which we have got here is also known as the elastic curve. So on this elastic curve, if I draw a tangent at B point, suppose this red line is that tangent. So suppose this point is A1, this point is A2, this point is C1, this point is C2. See, now in the previous video we have used one consistency condition, and that condition was that the slope of the B point with respect to the A support or the left part is equal to the slope of B point with respect to the right support or the right part. So if this angle is theta, this angle will also be theta, and also by geometry, if this angle is theta, these two angles are vertically opposite angle, therefore this angle will also be theta. See, now in order to draw the bending moment diagram of the continuous beam, what we do is first we make free moment diagram and we make end moment diagram, and after superimposing the diagrams that we get is your final bending moment diagram for the continuous beam. See, for the simple beam we know how to make how to draw the bending moment diagram. Now for the continuous beams, what we do in order to draw the bending moment diagram, first we make free movement diagram and then we make end movement diagram, and then we superimpose these two diagrams to get the total bending moment diagram. Now what does free movement diagram means? See, it means suppose if you want to draw the free movement diagram of A and B, what we will do is we will make A and B as AB as simply supported, and we will apply the same loading as the loading which is being applied originally. So by applying the same load on AB and by considering AB as simply supported, the bending moment which we will get will be a free moment diagram. So free moment diagram is the bending moment diagram which we get by considering the beam as simply supported and by applying the same external load. So suppose the free moment diagram for AB is something like this. See, we don't know that what kind of loading is being applied. So suppose the shape of the free moment diagram due to the load between AB is like this, and suppose the shape of the bending moment diagram between point B is like this. Suppose the area of the bending moment diagram between A and B is capital A1, and its point of action, the distance of the point of action of A1 from the left support is suppose small a1, and the distance of point of action of A2 from the C point or the C support is suppose small a2. So this is your free movement diagram. Now in order to do the end movement diagram, what we do, we find out the value of the movement at A, B and C, and then we plot the points MA, MB and MC, and then we join them by a straight line. So the diagram which we get by joining the points of the movements at the supports by a straight line is known as the end movement diagram. Okay, so this is the shape of the bending moment diagram of the end moment diagram between AB, and this is the shape of the end moment diagram between B and C. Now if we will see, or if you will look at this diagram, you can see that this is a trapezium, this is of trapezium shape. So we can divide this into two parts, two triangular parts. Suppose the area of this triangular part is A3, and suppose the area of this triangular part is A4. Now if you see this triangle, we know the CG of the triangle from the A suppose that is your base of the triangle is L1 by 3. So this distance will be L1 by 3. Now the CG of this triangle will be at a distance of 2 by 3 of L1 from this apex, that is your A support. Now if you see this portion is also a trapezium, so it can also be divided into two triangles, A5 and A6. Suppose the area of this triangle is A5, and suppose the area of this triangle is A6. Suppose the CG of A5 from the C support is 2 by 3 L1. We know that the CG of the triangle from the apex is 2 by 3 of the height, and the height is L2. So this distance will be 2 by 3 L2, and the distance of the CG of A6 from the C support will be L2 by 3. Now we will use these two diagrams to derive the three moment equation. See, if you see this triangle A1 A2 B and C1 C2 B, in this triangle we can apply tan theta. So tan theta will be equal to perpendicular upon base. So perpendicular in this triangle will be A1 A2 upon base is L1. And if you will see this triangle, the tan theta, the value of tan theta will be perpendicular is C1 C2 upon base is L2. So I can write A1 A2 upon L1 equal to C1 C2 upon L2, because the values of tan theta are equal. Okay, so using these two triangles, I can write as A1 A2 upon L1 equal to tan theta equal to C1 C2 upon L2. So let's take this equation as equation number 1. Now let's find the value of A1 A2. See, if you will see this diagram, here A1 A2, if I subtract A2 from HA, I will get the value of A1 A2. So A1 A2 will be equal to HA minus A2. Now if you see A2 is what? The deflection of A point with respect to the tangent drawn at B point. And we have already studied in the moment area theorem that the deflection of any point with respect to the tangent drawn at the other point is equal to the area of M by EI diagram is equal to the moment of area of M by EI diagram between those 2 points about A point. Okay, so I can write, see, so I'm writing this equation here. A1 A2 will be equal to HA minus AA2. HA minus AA2 is what? Deflection of A point from the tangent drawn at B point. And from the moment area theorem, we know that the deflection of any point with respect to the tangent at the other point is equal to the moment of M by EI diagram between those 2 points about A point. Okay, so see, so HA, we can write HA like this only, so minus. Now we will find out the moment of M by EI diagram. So 1 by EI I have taken common. Suppose for AB portion the value of I is I1. So 1 by EI1 I have taken common. Now let's find out the value of the bending moment about point A between A and B. So we have to take AB portion. So we have to take AB portion, and we have to find out the value of the bending moment diagram, the area of the bending moment diagram about A point, the moment of the area bending moment diagram about the A point. See, so if you will see here, there are two bending moments diagram. One is a free movement diagram and the other is a end moment diagram. So if you see the free movement diagram, so between A and B, the area is A1 and the perpendicular distances is small a1. So the moment will be a1, capital A1 into small a1 plus. Now if you see this triangle, see we have to see only the AB portion. So between this AB portion, now we have A3 and A4. So A3 into the perpendicular distance from A1 is L1 by 3, and the area of this triangle is A4 into the perpendicular distance is 2 by 3 into L1. So I can write, so again going here, so capital A1 into small a1 plus A3 into L1 by 3 plus A4 into 2 L1 by 3. Now I can put the value of A3 and A4 from the diagram. A3 is what? See, if you see this diagram, A3 is the area of this triangle, and the area of this triangle will be what? Half base into height. So base is L1 and the height is MA. So I can write A3 as half MA into L1. And if you see this triangle, the base is ME and the height is L1. So half ME into L1. So putting the values of A3 and A4, I will get this equation, solving this equation, and then taking the LCM and taking 6 common, uh, we will get the value of A1, A2 as this. So let's take this equation as equation number 2. Now just like we found out the value of A1, A2, now we will find out the value of C1, C2 from the diagram. See, from the diagram, C1, C2 can be written as CC2 minus HC. If you see this diagram, so C1, C2, if I subtract HC from CC2, I will get the value of C1, C2. So C1, C2 will be equal to CC2 minus HC. And see, if you will see CC2, this is the deflection of C point with respect to the tangent drawn at B point. So here also I can write CC2 equal to deflection of C point with respect to the B point. So just put the values here, CC2 minus HC, and CC2 is the deflection of C point with respect to the tangent drawn at B point minus HC. Now again applying the moment area theorem, so deflection will be equal to the moment of M by EI diagram between B and C about C minus HC. Now just use the same procedure that we used in finding out the value of A1, A2. So now find out the value of the movement of the M by EI diagram between B and C. See, in the previous we have taken A and B portion. Now we will take B and C portion. See, in the B and C portion, first we will look at the free movement diagram. So here the area of the bending moment diagram is A2 and its perpendicular distance from C is small a2. So the bending moment will be capital A2 into small a2. Now these two triangles are between B and C also. So A5 into 2 by 3 into L2 plus A6 into L2 by 3. After that, put the value of A5, which is half base into height, and put the value of A6, which will be half base into height. So after putting all the values, we will get this equation, and by taking LCM and taking 6 out as common, we will get this equation, that is equation number 3. Now we know that, see, now we have got the equation of A1, A2 and C1, C2. So now we can put the values of A1, A2 and C1, C2 from equations 2 and 3 in equation number 1. So we can put in this equation, and after putting in this equation, we will get something like this. See, just divide the equation number 2 by L1 and the equation number 3 by L2. After dividing and keeping these terms equal, multiply both sides by 6e throughout and then rearrange. After rearranging, we will get this equation, and this equation is known as three moment equation or Clapeyron's theorem of three moments equation. Now we will use this equation to solve some problems which we will see in the next numerical, in the next videos.